Hi everyone, I am so excited to be here live. It's been a few weeks because of the holidays, so feeling refreshed, ready to get back into it. All right, for those of you checking out those comments, I have a link to book a call. If you're at all thinking that you're ready for some personalized guidance, it's there. I also have updated one of my free guides and I'd love for you to check it out. So I have also included that link as well. But today we're going to talk about overcoming fear and reclaiming control. So we're talking about the 3 facts that chronic pain and probably everyone else that you see for your pain doesn't want you to know. I'm going to try to fill you in on the 3 facts that just don't come up very often, but should when it comes to chronic pain. So I just want you to kind of stop and think about this. Does this sound familiar? You're afraid to make plans because you don't know if pain will ruin them. You worry about letting people down, your family, your colleagues, even yourself, because pain has derailed your life so many times before. Like you've had to cancel, you've had to reschedule, or you just say no to things because you already know that you won't be able to do it. And maybe the scariest thought of all is the thought that, what if this never gets better? And I know that's in the back of our minds so much when it comes to chronic pain. And if fear for you has become a constant companion, I want you to know that it doesn't have to be this way. And today I'm going to show you how understanding the mind-body connection can really calm that fear and put that power back in your hands. And I'm going to walk you through today how this knowledge can become the actual foundation of a strategy that lets you move forward with hope and confidence. For those of you new here, I'm Dr. Anna Redmond. I'm a chronic pain strategist and a licensed clinical psychologist. I've been a pain psychologist for 10 plus years, and I specialize in helping high achieving women transform their relationships with pain so that they can reclaim their lives. And fear is one of the most paralyzing parts of chronic pain. It can make you question every decision, rob you of your confidence. It can leave you feeling powerless. But today we're going to actually tackle that fear head on because we're going to explore why fear fuels the pain cycle and why it keeps you stuck. We're going to uncover how education about the mind-body connection can dissolve fear. And we're going to build a strategy that gives you back control over your life and your pain. We're going to give you power and more control that actually lies within you instead of something you have to seek from your providers. So if you've been searching for a way to break free from the grip of pain and fear, this is totally where it starts. And before we dive in, if you already know you're ready to invest in personalized guidance and a clear path like this for your pain recovery, I would like to invite you to book a call with me. That way we can create a strategy together that's tailored to your unique needs. So I like to create this tailored to your unique life. There are different price points, different options, all ways that we can tailor this to you. So my DMs are always open if you have questions, or use the link below to book your call. Okay, so this statement that I know exists in the back of our head sometimes, I have no control over my pain, I'll never get better. And I think this belief is there for a reason. I think it often forms after years of discouraging messages and experiences. Many women that I've talked to hear phrases like, there's nothing structurally wrong, your tests are just fine, maybe it's all in your head. Or fibromyalgia, it's a lifelong condition, there's no cure, there's only management. Or your pain is due to bulging disc and surgery might not help, so you just have to learn to live with it. Or arthritis, it's just part of aging, this is as good as it's going to get, and we can't find a clear cause for your symptoms. Let's try another medication, or let me send you to a new specialist. But you know what? Over time, these statements are that by the way, are often delivered without compassion or a plan. They chip away at hope. They imply that pain is static, that it's unchangeable, and it's entirely out of your control. But that it's not just the words of healthcare providers. Your experiences reinforce this belief too. Failed treatments. You've tried medications, physical therapy, surgery, but nothing has worked long term. Constant setbacks. Each flare-up feels like proof that recovery is impossible, and it pulls you further into the cycle of fear and frustration. Loss of agency. So you have felt dismissed, invalidated, even blamed for your pain, like you're not doing enough or your pain isn't real. And missed opportunities. You've had to cancel plans, to step back from work, or skip meaningful moments with loved ones, and each time it feels like another part of your life is slipping away. And all of this creates a vicious cycle. Fear amplifies pain, and pain reinforces the belief that you're stuck. And this belief feels inescapable, and the more hopeless it seems, the harder it becomes to imagine a different reality. So that belief that you have no control over your pain feels true because it's reinforced by past experiences, and what you've been told. But here's the truth. Pain is not a fixed, unchangeable state. It's a dynamic process. It's shaped by the brain, the nervous system, and your environment, and it can be influenced. Pain doesn't exist only where you feel it. It's created by your brain, which acts as a command center. It interprets signals from your body and it decides whether those signals indicate threat. So when you experience chronic pain, your brain has learned to interpret even non-threatening signals like gentle movement, sitting, stress as dangerous. And so this creates a hypersensitive nervous system and it amplifies the pain that you feel. And here's the key that I want you to know, that what is learned, these experiences and what they've taught you, this can all be unlearned. This doesn't mean your pain isn't real. It's very real. But understanding how your brain and your body interact allows you to see how pain can shift. Your nervous system is adaptable, and your brain has the incredible ability to rewire itself through a process called neuroplasticity. So here's the science behind that. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to change and form new connections. Just as it learned to amplify pain, it can learn to turn down the volume. Safety signals are important here too. So when your brain feels safe, it reduces the need to send pain signals. It creates a sense of safety in your daily life through movement, mindfulness, and other techniques, and it can calm the hypersensitive nervous system. And let's think about holistic factors here, because pain isn't always only physical. Stress, fear, emotions, and even past experiences all play a role in pain. Undoubtedly, there's no question about it. By addressing these factors, though, you can help your brain and your body feel less threatened, and this is what can reduce pain. And so here are the 3 facts that chronic pain doesn't want you to know, or that probably just don't seem that obvious to you. Let me take a sip of my coffee here before we get into these. I'll check for comments. Hello. If you're attending live, welcome. If you're catching the replay, I'm just so glad you're here. Okay, fact number 1, understanding pain gives you power. Chronic pain thrives in the unknown. So when you don't understand what's happening in your body, fear and confusion take over. But here's the truth. Pain is not just a physical sensation. It's deeply tied to your brain's interpretation of signals. So when you learn how pain works and how your brain processes those signals, fear can start to dissolve, right? Knowledge builds hope, and hope creates the foundation for action. Understanding the mind-body connection is the first step to breaking that cycle of pain. Fact number 2, small, safe changes lead to big results. So pain often convinces you that movement or change is dangerous. It keeps you stuck in a cycle of avoidance. But the reality is that small, intentional actions can teach your brain and your body that you are safe. And these changes don't need to be dramatic. A short walk, a few minutes of deep breathing, or even changing how you think about pain can begin to rewire your brain. So step by step, you're reducing sensitivity and creating a foundation for healing already. Fact number 3, you can gradually reclaim control. So pain doesn't have to be in control. It doesn't have to be the main character in the story. And when you start working with your brain and your body instead of fighting against them, you can regain control over your life. So it's not about pushing through pain or ignoring it. It's about reshaping how pain affects your day-to-day experience by building a life that supports healing. So when you have the right strategy, pain becomes a smaller and smaller part of your life. I've seen it so many times. I've worked with dozens, hundreds of women. With the right strategy, pain becomes a smaller part of your life, and that starts to make room for what truly matters to you. So here's what this means for you. And you might not realize it yet, but you already have the power to influence your pain. It starts by learning how pain works, building small, safe changes, and gradually reclaiming control. So let's stop and imagine what this could look like. You are no longer ruled by fear of flare-ups because you understand how to manage them. You feel confident trying new things because you know your brain and your body can adapt, and you know exactly how to do that. And pain is still maybe at this point part of your story, but it's not the main character. And this is the truth. Pain isn't the immovable force it once seemed it was. It's something that can change step by step, day by day. And when you start working with your brain and your body instead of feeling trapped by them, that's when we see powerful changes happen. And so these 3 facts are actually the foundation of my program, which is designed specifically for ambitious women like you who are ready to take back their lives. Here's how it works. First, I give you education that empowers you. So we start by teaching you the science of pain in a way that makes sense for your life. When you understand what's happening in your brain and body, you gain clarity, and with clarity comes hope. Number 2, we take personalized, actionable strategies. So we take that knowledge and we apply it to your unique life. Together, we create small, meaningful actions that align with your values and your goals. Whether that's redesigning your daily routine, incorporating mindful movement, or learning how to calm your nervous system, every step is tailored to you. And number three, we find everyday moments of healing. Healing doesn't happen in big leaps. This isn't a fad diet that works forever, right? It happens in the small everyday moments and changes. So my program isn't aimed at overwhelming people with all these changes at once. My program aims to fit it seamlessly into your life. We're weaving these moments into your life in a way that feels sustainable and effective. Over time, these daily rituals and routines build resilience, they reduce flare ups, and they help you feel in control again. And what makes my program unique is that it's not a one size fits all solution. So you've probably tried medications, physical therapy, or apps that promised results, but they didn't deliver because they didn't account for you. And my approach is different because it's high touch. I work closely with you to create a plan that fits your life. It's holistic. We address not just the physical, but also the mental and emotional aspects of pain. And it's practical. Every step is actionable with strategies you can actually implement right away. So again, it's not about giving you a to-do list or making you figure it out on your own. It's about joining forces to create a strategy that actually accelerates your recovery, one that's unique to your life and your goals. So here's your homework. Here's your next step. If this training brought you hope and you're ready to get crystal clear on how to take your power back, please book your free pain recovery diagnostic call with me so that we can start creating this recovery plan that's tailored to you. During this call, we will dive into your current pain management strategies. We'll look at the key areas where you can make impactful changes, and we can talk about how my program and approaches like these can help you break free from the cycle of temporary fixes and empower you to move forward with self-led success. So drop me a message, comment, book below, or click my calendar link in the comments. Don't forget that I put a new version of my free guide there for you to check out. Alternatively, if you just want to have a conversation or discuss further before you book, send me a DM. I'm going to ask you some questions and we can sort through what's going on so that I can point you to the most helpful resources for your situation. All of the links are in the comments, and let's just get you moving in a way that feels right, that fuels your recovery, and it calms your nervous system. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure to tune in next week for more tips and strategies to support your journey. I hope you all have a wonderful day.